Masterclass 4, the power of visualization. I wanted to do a video on what my takeaways were on it. This week is definitely the most powerful week, certainly for me. I've tried to condense my notes into something that I can fit into a short video, but it has proved to be a task. So I'll try and just kind of run through them. The question that Stevie opened the masterclass with was, are you more excited by your past or your future? Which I really think is something that needs consideration. Some of the other takeaways that I had was really stay in a childlike state of creation. Be aware of what is in your environment. Is your environment and what you're surrounded with, is that helping you get you closer to your goals and where you want to be? In terms of visualization, an exercise that Stevie has got is to imagine your life in different lanes. So imagine lane 1 is where you make no changes, you're quite happy going through life as you are, you just stay the same. Lane 2 is to allow yourself to get rid of your inner critic and really imagine how you want your life to be. And then use 12 months from now as a reference point and look back and really feel into what emotions are coming up when you think of the 2 lanes and where you'd rather be, and then bridge that gap on how you're going to get there. An exercise that I've done before is the Wheel of Life, which is an exercise where you assess many different areas of your life, score it out of 10, but really think about what is stopping you from achieving the 10 being amazing. So the guest speaker this week was Dr. Jim Fairbairn, OBE, who had some really powerful messages as well. He was more on goal setting, so really making sure that you align your goals with your purpose. Stay connected to 3 things: people, source, and energy. Whatever you're currently thinking, scrap it and think bigger. Never allow yourself to reside in your comfort zone. SMART goals, which is a framework that I've used in goal setting before. But really, if your goals are achievable, if they are realistic, Jim's take was they're bullshit. Think bigger. He has a strategy of setting goals that are what he calls out of control goals. So he has no power over the achievement of them, which is something that I've never considered before. And also, we live life in a beta state, but alpha is where the magic happens. And we can achieve alpha through using the imagination, through the power of visualization, and through meditation. A couple of questions that I'll be asking myself when I kind of go back through the notes and when I'm working on before next week is really, what have I achieved in the past 2 decades? What am I going to achieve in the decades that are still to come? And really, when I think about setting goals, if your goals don't make you emotional, then they're not big enough. Stevie really provoked me at the end of tonight's session when he really kind of pushed for me to think about what's beyond this 30-day challenge, what lies ahead of achieving this goal and eradicating this fear, and also to think about things that I've achieved so far and thinking about the strengths and the positives that were used to achieve them, and really consider how I'm going to utilize them to achieve the goals that are in my future. When you work with a coach, it is essential that you're working with someone that is as obsessed as you. And I think tonight for me, I really seen how invested Stevie is. He had a story at the end about how he can envision me as a 45-year-old standing on stage in Las Vegas, giving a talk about health and wellness and nutrition, and speaking about books that I have written and being a worldwide coach. And that really struck chords with me, and really did kind of evoke an emotional response. So really, like, the parting message is plant seeds and do what you can to nurture them, because if you don't, they're not gonna grow. Nothing's gonna come of them. So yeah, that was my quick take on tonight's masterclass. I hope that everyone else took as much from it as I did. So yeah, good night.